Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to deliver a lesson for class 12th subject zoology. Since in our previous topic we studied about the cancer and its types. Now today we will discuss about the causes, diagnosis and treatment of cancer. Cancer, as you already know, is the uncontrolled and unwanted growth of cells. This transformation of normal cells into the cancerous cells or neoplastic cells is basically due to various agents or factors which are broadly categorized into physical agents, chemical agents or biological agents or factors. All these agents, whether they are physical, chemical or biological, are called carcinogens. Carcinogen is any agent or a factor that promotes the formation of a cancer due to its ability to damage the genome or disruption of the cellular metabolic processes. The study of cancers is called oncology. And basically, all body cells normally carry proto-oncogenes or cellular oncogenes that control cell growth and differentiation during cell division. These carcinogens, whether they are physical, chemical or biological, actually cause abnormal activation of these proto-oncogenes that becomes the basic cause of oncogenic or cancerous transformation of the cells. Now these agents or carcinogens are categorized into physical carcinogens, chemical carcinogens, and biological carcinogens. The physical carcinogens are further classified into two types, that is physical irritants and radiations. Radiations include X-rays, UV, ultraviolet rays and cosmic rays. And the constant exposure to these radiations can cause oncogenic transformation in our cells. Similarly, these physical irritants, they cause physical irritation in our cells and tissues, such as tobacco smoking or tobacco chewing cause irritation in our mouth and throat, and when this irritation is constant and for long periods, they cause cancerous transformation in our mouth and throat. Similarly, sometimes a jagged tooth, misplaced tooth or a broken tooth which has irregular surfaces becomes the cause of constant injury in our mouth that can also lead to cancers. Similarly, use of congri by Kashmiris causes abdominal cancer, as these people keep congris close to their abdomen during the winter, and that causes what we commonly call as congri cancer. That cancer is also caused due to the physical irritation. Now, similarly, the next type of these carcinogens are the chemical agents. Chemical agents like nicotine, caffeine or soot, which is actually the production of combustion of coal and petroleum, as well as pesticides. Certain pesticides act as chemical carcinogens. Similarly, animal protein-rich diet is the cause of colon cancer, most prevalent in those areas where excess of meat is consumed. Similarly, sometimes excess secretion of hormones, steroid hormones, is the cause of cancer, such as breast cancers, etc. And other these chemical compounds like cadmium oxide is the cause of prostate cancer. Similarly, there are certain other chemicals which act as carcinogens like aflatoxin, which is actually a mold metabolite found in fungi, is the cause of liver cancer. In the same way, mustard gas as well as nickel and chromium compounds, they are the cause of lung cancer, etc. Now these include the chemical carcinogens or chemical agents that lead to cancers. The third category is the biological agents. These biological agents, they include certain oncogenic viruses such as HTLV1. It stands for human T-cell leukemia lymphoma virus 1. Similarly, human immunodeficiency virus HIV. Although it causes AIDS, but it is also associated with Kaposi's sarcoma, abbreviated as KS, Kaposi's sarcoma. Now, Kaposi's sarcoma is basically a cancer that develops from the cells that line lymph or blood vessels. It usually, that is the Kaposi's sarcoma, appear as tumors on the skin or on mucosal surfaces such as inside the mouth. But such tumors can also develop in other parts of the body such as lymph nodes, lungs, or digestive tracts. Now these are the chemical carcinogens, biological carcinogens as well as physical carcinogens. Now we will discuss about this cancer detection and diagnosis. So for the diagnosis or detection of cancer is concerned, I must say that early detection of the cancers is of immense importance for the successful treatment of cancers. Presently, various techniques used for the diagnosis of this cancer are: number first, biopsy and histopathological studies of tissues and blood vessels. In biopsy, a piece of suspected tissue is cut into thin sections, is scanned and examined under microscope through histopathological studies by a pathologist. And similarly, techniques like radiotherapy such as X-rays, CT scan, or we call that computed tomography. Similarly, MRI, that stands for magnetic resonance imaging, these techniques are very useful for the detection of cancers in internal organs, that is X-ray, CT and MRI. In addition to these, monoclonal antibodies are also employed for early detection. These are the antibodies against the cancer-specific antigens and are used for early detection of certain cancers. This is about the detection or diagnosis of the cancer. Finally, we will come to the treatment of the cancers. Now, currently, there are 4 general methods of treatment for cancers which are available. These include surgery, number first surgery, number second radiotherapy, number third chemotherapy, and number fourth is immunotherapy. Now first is the surgery. During surgery, the affected tissue or the part of the tissue or cancer is removed surgically. During the radiotherapy, the tumor or cancer cells are actually irradiated lethally. That means they are destroyed. These cancer cells are destroyed while taking care of the normal tissues surrounding the tumor cells. Now, during radiotherapy, radioisotopes like random, that is Rn220, similarly the radioisotope like cobalt, CO60, and iodine-131 are generally used during radiotherapy. The third method of treating the cancer is the chemotherapy. In chemotherapy, what is done? Actually, there is administration of anti-cancer drugs is done. These anti-cancer drugs check the cell division by inhibiting the DNA synthesis of the cells. There are various anti-cancer drugs available. These include the most important ones are Neulasta, doxorubicin, Avastin, and Herceptin. Now, a herb known as Sadabahar, the botanical name of that herb is Catharanthus roseus. It actually is the source of two anti-cancerous drugs or alkaloids known as vancomycin and vinblastine. These are the two alkaloids or drugs obtained from this herb Catharanthus roseus, commonly known as Sadabahar, and these alkaloids or drugs are used for the treatment of blood cancers or leukemias. And also, the fourth method of the treatment are the immunotherapy. And during immunotherapy, antibodies against the cancer-specific antigens are used for the detection of certain cancers. And the techniques of molecular biology can be applied to detect the genes in individuals with inherited susceptibility to certain cancers. Now, these immunotherapy or these include the administration of these alpha interferons. Now, these are the presently four methods of the treating the cancers, that is the surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and immunotherapy. Now, usually during the treatment of cancers, they are treated by a combination of these methods, that is surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy. Now, despite all these methods employed for the treatment of cancers, yet the mortality or the death rate is very high, especially in cancer patients with late detection. And for this, scientists are working very hard, and efforts are being made to develop cancer vaccines. Now, this is all about the cancer diagnosis, detection, and the treatment. Thank you.